You talk about the analysis of what fighters are going through in the ring. What happens on May the 18th when the bell rings and Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk meet?
Usyk wins. I hate to spoil it or pour cold water on anybody's parade, but for me, Usyk wins because he's a much more complete, all-round fighter. I don't think Fury's boxed anybody like him, and Usyk would be so up for this fight. And a good Oleksandr Usyk probably holds his own with just about any heavyweight that's ever lived.
Really?
Yeah, sure. He's that good.
Even with a Mike Tyson at his kind of wrecking ball best.
Usyk holds his own with anybody. Do you know what I like about Usyk? Usyk is an intelligent thinking fighter. He's not like a Tyson in that respect. I'm not saying he beats a Tyson, you understand?
No, you're saying he beats him.
No. I didn't say he beat a Tyson. I said he deserves to be in the same
Mike
ring.
Tyson, you mean?
Yeah, Mike Tyson. Oh, sorry, no. Sorry, we're talking about Tyson Fury.
No, we are. No, but you're referring there to Mike Tyson.
I'm referring to Mike Tyson.
He'd have been fine in there with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I'm referring to Mike Tyson. If he was in the ring with a Mike Tyson,
I don't agree with you.
Yeah, he's not going to beat a Mike Tyson, but he deserves to be in the ring with a Tyson.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, because his ring IQ, and he's a very intellectual, very, very sensible. He punches perfect. He times himself perfectly. He can nullify the bigger guy's size, and that's what I think he'll do if he fights Tyson Fury. He'll nullify his size. He'll take that size difference away from him, get on the inside, stand in the pocket, work him over, and probably wear him down. Do you see what I mean? That's how I see it. I
think it'll be... I've kind of gone on record with a couple of things. I think Fury's team are looking to go after Usyk because they've seen vulnerabilities. My reports are that from the camp of Oleksandr Usyk that he's working really hard on his core, which he needs to. There was a few moments in the Daniel Dubois fight. I do think it was a borderline. I think it was a low blow. But
I don't think that was a low blow.
I thought it was a low blow.
I don't think that was a low blow.
I thought it was. I thought he milked it a little bit, but I thought it was a low blow.
Okay.
He took his 5 minutes. So for you, and I think this is an important point because this will get our YouTube subscribers fascinated. So over 12, you believe Usyk
over 12 rounds
him by 8 rounds to 4 or 7 rounds to 5?
Over 12 rounds, Oleksandr Usyk will be too much for Tyson Fury in terms of work rate. Fury's work rate isn't great at the best of times. He fiddles, he messes around, he feints, he twitches, he
wins
moves
rounds though.
Pardon me?
He wins rounds with that
That's
style.
against guys that aren't on the same level as an Usyk. Don't forget, Usyk is a good all-rounder.
Would Usyk have beaten Vladimir Klitschko?
Yep. For my money, he does.
It's a similar kind of fight to the Fury one.
It's a very
where he frustrates him. He can't be hit. In a way, Duke. I understand where you're coming from. He did that in the second Anthony Joshua fight.
He can adapt.
In those last 4 rounds, he stole the fight, didn't he?
Usyk can adapt. Where Fury you can read him. You know what he's going to do, Tyson Fury. You know, he's going to use his weight, he's going to use his height, and he's going to try and lean on you, spoil with you, push you back if he can, fiddle around, flick his jabs out, put a little combination together, and he just keeps leaning on you. So you can read that quite easily. I think Usyk will read that quite easily. So for my money, if you can read Tyson Fury, then you can beat him. The only problem with Usyk will have is that Fury doesn't know what he's going to do from 1 minute to the next when he's in the ring, right? Because you know what he's like. But
he's always delivered when he's had to.
Yeah. I'm not disputing that. But I don't think he's boxed anybody near the caliber of the quality, the class of an Oleksandr Usyk.
It's fascinating. I still think then it plays into my notion that we may end up with a very controversial draw in this fight.
Oh, God forbid. Let's hope it's not a draw because boxing doesn't need any more controversies and draws and close fights and, this guy should have won and you can see clearly that the other guy should have won. Boxing doesn't need that. Boxing needs one undisputed champion. It would be great to have an undisputed champion at every weight division, which isn't beyond the realms of possibilities right now because some of the weight divisions, welterweight, featherweight, super bantamweight, have got undisputed champions. Lightweight, they've got undisputed champions, which is great for the sport. I really believe that is great for the sport. So I would expect Usyk to beat Tyson Fury on points.
So your 1 to 4 in the world at the moment is then Usyk, Fury, Joshua and Parker, is it?
Usyk, Fury, Joshua, Parker.
Who's 5 and 6 then for you?
Not necessarily in that order.
Okay, so what order do you go then?
I'd go Usyk 1, Usyk 2.
Oh, stop it!
Usyk
now, you need some chocolate.
Listen. No, it's obviously no. Usyk is in my book is number 1. Fury, is number 2. Yeah, you're right.
Joshua 3 and Parker 4.
Yeah, Joshua
Who
3.
are we sliding in at 5 and 6 at the moment then? Does Zhili Zhang belong up there? Does Filip Hrgović? Does Daniel Dubois?
Zhang definitely deserves a spot in that top 5. Not sure about Daniel Dubois because he's yet to be tested again in a major championship fight.
Well, we're hearing it could be Filip Hrgović and Daniel Dubois. For me, Hrgović, I think he probably cleans up in that fight.
Yeah, I make you right. I mean, listen, obviously, there's several things missing in Daniel Dubois' makeup, which he's been exposed to previously. And
he was good against Jarrell Miller, though, at some day of
I could have beaten Jarrell Miller. No, I could have beat.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Yeah, but I could have beat Jarrell. Even at 60 years of age, I'd still beat him. You can't really gauge Daniel Dubois on that performance against that level of opposition because the other guy's not exactly Charles Atlas, is he? So
I love you. Do you know that?
Yeah,
He didn't
have
I
a lot
could
to
beat Jarrell Miller.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot to
22
beat.
stone of him, you'd beat him up.
He's just a big guy. That's all he is. Just big. He's just wooden. He's square and he's
round. It must be like hitting a sofa for Daniel Dubois. Like
yeah, but there's nothing
hitting
else
a sofa over and over again.
Yeah, but you don't have to worry about if there's nothing coming back in return. All Miller does is just swings, and he's so easy to read and get out of the way of,
and then
just jab his head off.
Yeah,
you can just counter him to death. He's like that, but there aren't, like I say, there are question marks, I believe, still hanging over Daniel Dubois.
Fascinating. We're going to talk about Anthony Joshua talking about retirement at the age of 35 next, and also that amazing all-British heavyweight title fight last weekend that we witnessed and broadcast on live at the O2 Arena between Fabio Wardley and Fraser Clark. You'll get our views. I particularly want Duke's views on it. You heard mine last week on that shortly. You're listening to Fight Night on talkSPORT.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.